The International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON, also known as the Hare Krishna movement, is a spiritual organization with Vedic roots. It is in the spiritual lineage of Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Vaishnava Sampradaya. ISKCON has been founded by His Divine Grace Srila Abhaycharanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON. ISKCON has its world headquarters at Sridham, Mayapur, West Bengal. Srila Prabhupada embarked on a journey with a mission. In 1965, at the age of 69, he travelled on a cargo ship with a free passage granted. He literally had no resources, no money, and no acquaintances for the first 45 days. On his arduous journey, due to his advanced age and seasickness, he suffered 2 heart attacks. But these situations did not shake his zeal to fulfill the order of his Guru, to share and revive the love which is dormant in the heart of every human being. Srila Prabhupada struggled alone in the West initially, constantly taking shelter of the instructions of his Guru, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He established ISKCON in 1966 in New York City with the help of few young Americans. In the next 11 years, his dedication and desire to serve was rewarded. He humbly accepted and traveled the globe 14 times across 6 continents. And in that period between 66 and 77, he established 108 temples throughout the world. He also translated books late at night, despite his heavy travel, and managed to publish more than 80 spiritual books, including the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada always felt the Vedic literatures are the basis of this movement, and he always kept this as a priority. Srila Prabhupada's Bhaktivedanta purports have been written in a very simple and lucid language, appealing to all classes of people. In this way, Srila Prabhupada guided and initiated more than 5,000 disciples to give them the rare diamond of spiritual life. Throughout his constant travels, he kept in touch with his disciples across the world, counseling them, encouraging them through more than 6,000 letters. He gave more than 2,200 lectures, bringing to life philosophy through various examples and anecdotes from his thoughtful observations. He was also very visionary to establish farm communities, gurukul, and a publishing house called the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust International. The teachings, which are the underlying foundation for all our activities in ISKCON, is based on the foundation of the 2 epics, namely Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavad Puran or the Srimad. The wisdom in these 2 texts is unparalleled to revolutionize the whole world, to bring about a holistic transformation for people in all walks of life, from a selfish thought process to a thought process of selfless service. ISKCON is a bona fide society and is recognized by the Vaishnava Sampradayas and the Vaishnava Akhadas. Testimony to this was publicly proclaimed when, as a bona fide Sampradaya, ISKCON got the position for the Shahi Snan or the royal bathing in the 2004 Ujjain Kumbh Mela. His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj presided as the ISKCON Mahant or the head priest for the Kumbh Mela. ISKCON over the years has learned and matured to give a systematic layout to the various facets of the organization, and thus developed various departments, committees, ministries for the overall development of Vedic culture within ISKCON and society at large. The following is a list of some of ISKCON's ministries: communications, duty worship, health and welfare, congregational development, youth, education, women empowerment, sannyasa services, book distribution, cow protection and agriculture, padayatra, shastrik, advisory council, property office, justice, dispute resolution, child protection. As a spiritual organization, ISKCON is committed to the upliftment of society at large with true spiritual wisdom and application. We conduct various seminars, training programs for all strata of people, from children to the professionals. Our committed volunteers share and train all members of society with their own experiences, wisdom, practical tips, and skill development based on the foundation of the scriptures to equip them with the confidence to tread a path which may seem quite different from the current society norms. The enthusiasm to continue despite little rewards in the beginning, the patience to continue despite opposition, setback, and personal shortfall have always been a hallmark feature of such committed volunteers. Some of the qualities which develop while practicing devotional services: integrity, compassion, selfless service, holistic philanthropy, peace, satisfaction, happiness, immunity from anxiety and stress, spiritual education and regulated practice, improvement in our talent and skills and absorbed activities. ISKCON is known all over the world for many reasons. Especially people associate the Hare Krishnas for distributing the holy names, Harinam, Sankirtan, the spiritual literatures, Shastradan, pure vegetarian sanctified food, Prasadam. The modern times require a powerful medicine to counteract the evil effects of quarrel, hypocrisy, selfishness, etc. The scriptures proclaim that the most potent and sweetest medicine for this age is to cry out the holy names of the Lord, which can bring about wholesale transformation. The holy name, if chanted sincerely, can help us to uncover the dormant love which lies in our heart for the Supreme Father Krishna and all of his children. ISKCON's main activity through all its programs is to help us appreciate the beauty, the sweetness, the magnanimity of Lord Krishna and his creation, and thus out of gratitude glorify him by chanting his holy name, seeking his service. Music has a special feature to attract people, and when there is spiritual music, it is supremely attractive, and it is thus sweet and sublime way to purify our consciousness from all the dirty things accumulated for many lifetimes like greed, pride, lust, envy, anger, illusion, anxiety, stress, insecurities, etc. Purity is the force. Spiritual literature in today's day and age, where information technology is booming, we have information at our fingertips. Sometimes it may become difficult to judge what is the authentic source of knowledge. Spiritual books provide us knowledge which can form the basis for all other theories. ISKCON has its own publishing wing known as the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, BBT. So we promote Vedic literatures by publishing, distributing Bhakti Yoga texts like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, etc. Members distribute literature having benefited from transcendental knowledge and in the mood of compassion want to share with others. Swami Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, has made these transcendental literatures relevant for this day and age by writing commentaries explaining the subject matter in such a way that the modern person can understand it very easily. Therefore, books are the basis. Next, pure sanctified vegetarian food. It is said, with empty stomach one cannot even do bhajan. Prasad is the mercy of the Lord, which has the potency to physically, mentally, and spiritually sustain us. Food which is consumed, causing least pain to others, and offered to the Lord out of gratitude, acknowledging the variety He has given, just merely does not fill up the stomach. Food is a basic necessity of every being, and combined with the spiritual substance becomes an opportunity for a great transformation for both who give and those who receive. We eat every day, so transforming this into spiritual activity, adapting the simple principle outlined is actually uplifting for both the body and the mind with minimum effort. Utility is the principle. ISKCON's presence throughout the whole world is very significant. The Bhakti principles are applied at homes in India from ancient times, and many saints have applied and propagated. This timeless wisdom was taken to the western shores by the sincere efforts of Srila Prabhupada, who was carrying the blessings of hundreds and thousands of sages. Due to his divine grace, Srila Prabhupada and his sincere followers' humble and determined efforts, the Hare Krishna movement has grown and now become a household. To understand ISKCON's contribution in the last 50 years, we see that ISKCON now has 600 temples across 6 continents. Temples are places of worship combined with a place for education, which comes from the Latin word educare, which means to bring out that which is within. With a focus on self-development, with the emphasis on understanding the self as a spirit soul is the foundation of a happy, peaceful and satisfied life. ISKCON has more than 65 farm communities worldwide. The farm communities emphasize the need of living in harmony with nature, focused on simple living and high thinking. ISKCON has published and distributed more than 520 million books. To support the publishing responsibilities, there is a trust known as the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, BBT. BBT is the world's largest publisher of Bhakti Yoga literatures. It prints and publishes spiritual literatures translated in more than 87 languages. ISKCON has distributed more than 6 billion free vegetarian meals all over the world. Under the wing of the Food for Life, we operate and support governments and communities in times of emergencies arising out of natural disaster, war zones, and serving the underprivileged. During the recent COVID pandemic in India, ISKCON's 77 kitchens distributed more than 45 million plates of prasadam to the needy, working hand in hand with the government's relief efforts. In this sense, ISKCON's food distribution program promotes the ancient culture of hospitality and equality of all beings. ISKCON also has more than 110 pure vegetarian restaurants across the whole world, which are known as the Govindas or the Hare Krishna restaurant. More than 50 million people visit and perform worship in ISKCON temples across the whole world every year. There are more than 3,600 home study group programs every week to facilitate the social and the spiritual gathering of like-minded individuals. More than 95,000 devotees have committed to this path with vows of dedication and extending compassion to others. ISKCON's Padyatra has covered 260,000 kilometers walked in 52,000 towns and villages in more than 110 countries. This is the extent of the outreach which ISKCON is trying to do to facilitate equal opportunities for everyone. More than 6,000 Hare Krishna festivals of different types are held worldwide, which transform the atmosphere from routine life to the festive mood and uplift the spirits of one to perform one's roles and responsibilities with enthusiasm. ISKCON has also received global recognition for its ongoing efforts to help and uplift society, find and connect to the roots, and thus accomplish sustainable growth. The Temple of Vedic Planetarium, which is a cultural World Heritage Center, is under development. This is based at ISKCON's world headquarters in Mayapur, India. The Temple of Vedic Planetarium will be the future wonder of the world. It will literally touch the horizon, having a height of 350 feet and covering over 600,000 square feet of built-up area. This is the first Vedic planetarium conceived, which will provide an opportunity to display the universal structure as indicated in the Vedic texts. After completion, this will be the largest temple in modern history, with contribution from followers and well-wishers throughout the whole world. This temple is on the list of the 20 sacred temples most visited in the world. Apart from the temple, there is also a vision to include a spiritual theme park and facility for people to come and stay To exemplify the principle of unity in diversity, the spiritual campus showcasing 45 countries with their culture, dress, lifestyle, food, ambience is also planned. The whole idea is to make Mayapur a spiritual city based on spiritual values and facilities to gain inspiration, commitment, and lead a holistic life.